Hello, chat. Hello. Hey, what's up, Wing Chun? How's it going? Hey, Losh, glad you could join. Hey, Squeeby, you're freezing your bunions off. What's up, Sunny Side Up? Hey, Dan. Speaking of which, yeah. Hey, it was you know what temperature it was last night? It was like 34 degrees or something. Jesus Christ. What the hell? What's going on? In California? In the Bay Area? That's way too cold. Yeah, where's climate change when you need it? What's up, Nikki? Glad you could join. What's up, Rusty? Thank God it's not another video about clocks. Well, I got a surprise for you. It's about clock. No. I think we got one more clock video. I don't think the next one would be, but then the one after that, I believe, is another clock video. It was 28 degrees F today. What's up, History Squad? Well, you live in cold country. Anthony. Oh, see, Anthony loves the clock tent. What's wrong with you, Rusty? Huh? What's going on? I'm just kidding. All right. We're gonna start with something a little different today. Okay. What's up, Tony Gilbert? I remember we were talking about me doing the dance performance last week. All right, you want to see it? I'll show you. I have videos. You want to see me dancing? It's very basic, okay? Bloop, 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 bloop. All right, we got waltz and then we got salsa. Yeah. So this event wasn't a paid event, okay? It was a free event. So don't expect anything crazy. It's very basic. Give me a second. All right. And for the waltz, I was told to be graceful. Be graceful. I don't think it happened. I don't think I was. All right. Is this copyrighted? If I play this, will it copyright me? Let's see what happens. That's me! Look! I'm thinking right now, don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. That's me trying to be graceful. You gotta do this up and down motion. Yeah. I don't know if I did it right. When we practice, I always mess up this whole circle. Like I go too far or too close, and then it becomes like an oval. The waltz is way too slow for me. Oh, look at that dude. He's like hella smiling. Oh, they told us to smile in while doing it too. Yay. Oh, that's it. Oh, wait. What is that? My stance seems looser than everyone else. Yeah, true. So, well, I was taking the salsa class, but then they asked me to do the waltz too because they were missing a guy. So yeah, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I didn't really know the waltz until like I practiced it. Squee true. All right, we use Fahrenheit here. Okay, what the hell is Celsius? Such grace and poise. Don't even start. All right, so the waltz is kind of slow for me. So next we have salsa. What's my favorite type? I only know like salsa, so I guess that. I don't think waltz is pretty good. I don't think waltz is the one for me. So this is I think we start with merengue and then we move on to salsa. Here, I'm also thinking, don't mess up the moves. Don't mess up the moves. This dude is really good. He has a whole Latin hip movement going on, all right, which I can't do. And here my partner messes up. I was like, what are you doing? Well, she recovers. Okay. I look so goofy. Jesus. So this is salsa, yeah. I tried really hard to just keep smiling as I try to remember the moves. I think it's working. There you go. Yep, those are the two performances. What do you think? I have some behind the scenes pictures if you want to see. I think I also have a, oh, this is like pretty far. There's a close up one. Where we are doing it like behind the scenes in the back. I look more comfortable with the salsa one. Yeah. Yeah. This routine was like pretty basic, so it was good. Didn't have to do anything too hard. But yeah. Alright, so that's me. In a button up and a tie, okay? Very, very rare to see me in that outfit. But yeah. It is behind the scenes where we're just like practicing and stuff. In the back. Let's see. It's my partner for the salsa. Okay. There's a little photo bomber in the back. This is my partner for the waltz. Yeah. We do a little pose. Yeah. I look like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. This is, hold on. My partner again. And the guy, the partner, the couple next to us. And then let's see. This is like the whole group. This is also the whole group. Yeah, they're all so happy. I don't know what I'm doing here. What is this? What is going on? I'm just sleeping. I'm tired. Sleepy. A group again. This is the hip hop group. They look really cool. And I love her freaking hair. Look at that. It's flying all over the place. Awesome. Oh. Okay, there's, yeah. These two, they did a routine. They're pretty good too. This lady, she is more than 70 years old, you guys. She's older than 70. And she's doing some like freaking great moves. Yeah, look at her. It's pretty cool. And then this is us. Oh, you want to see a close-up of it? This is a short video of us practicing in the back. Wait, hold on. Close-up of me doing some salsa.
Go!
Okay, we messed up. Ignore that.
open break.
Because I messed up this part. Or I always mess up this part. Yay. Yeah. There you go. How's that? Alright, that's it. That was the performance. It was fun. Okay. Oh, you guys. Did you see this? Okay. There's a Xiao Feng movie. When's my next performance? I have no idea. No clue. Depends on when I take the class again. All right. There's a Xiao Feng movie. Did you guys see this? And Donnie Yen plays Xiao Feng. Check it out. It's just a movie about him.
喝了这碗断义酒，你们杀我不是忘恩，
Take the hip hop class?
我杀你们
That was kind of fun.
不算负义。从这一刻开始，我不再是丐帮帮主。
诛杀九郎！诛杀九郎！诛杀奸贼！诛杀奸贼！
人不犯我，我不犯人。若有人犯我，我就跟他打。他要打多久，我就打多久，一直打下去。你们一起上吧！等什么？
杀死他！
你明明知道他们要你的命，你为什么还要来这里？
我乔峰要走，谁拦得住？
Yay. It's not the whole series, right? It's way too long. Yeah, it's just about him. It looks pretty cool. And I like Donnie Yen. So not bad. Do you think they'll ever make the Yasuke movie? Is that in the works? What's going on with that? Yasuke movie. Is it this one? 3 years ago.
My village is across the province. And even there we have heard stories of you.
This is the black,
They saw a
or the
slave.
African samurai.
I saw raw power, spirit. You have proven yourself countless times. You have saved my life, saved others. My men respect you, despite the color of your skin. Yasuke, you are
Hey, why are they speaking
samurai.
English? I don't understand. Oh, sorry. Full screen.
I bled for him! And for what? Yeah, four that could be second in command.
You are a warrior. Samurai.
Wait, this is okay, this looks like looks like fan made. I don't think this is real. Oh, this is the one. Okay, I was like, wait, why does it look so amateurish? No, wait, never mind. Wait. There's no live action? Dum 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 dum. I guess not. Oh well. Let's look it up. Yasuke movie. Toot toot toot. Traffic lights. This is okay. This is the anime. Oh, Japanese movie? Maybe. Oh, here you go. Wait, this is 6 years ago. A film, Japan's first black, is in the works. Okay, well, that means it's not coming. That was 6 years ago. Oh, here it is. Netflix is developing another version of Yasuke. Okay, there is. So it is on Netflix. Yeah, we just don't have a trailer for it yet. Okay. I guess it's in the works. Every time you look up this movie, it gets older. Okay. Cool. I guess it's coming. All right. Oh, wait. Speaking of Africans, let's do the Africa quiz. What did we get last time? Like 95% or something? I think we missed like 3 countries. 3 countries. Are we gonna get 100% today? Question mark. Let's do it. I can't miss one, okay? So I'm nervous. Burkina Faso should be here. South Sudan should be here. Lesotho is in the middle. South Africa. Ethiopia. This should be Ivory Coast. All right. Zambia, where are you? I think you're here. I think you're here. Oof. This is much more stressful when you can't miss even one country. Okay. All right, we're good. Madagascar. Eritrea should be here. Kenya. Kenya, I think it's here. I don't think it's this one. I think it's this one. Okay. Not bad. Botswana should be here. I don't think it's here. It's here, right? Then what is this? I think this is Mozambique. Botswana? Woo! Tanzania. Okay. So this must be Tanzania. Oh my god. Okay. This is not. Ah! No! This is Nigeria. Ah. Okay, maybe we'll beat last time. We're not gonna get 100%. Angola. Mauritania should be here. Libya. I'm so sad. Somalia. Sao Tome. This is democratic. Eswatini should be here, right? Okay. Sierra Leone is... Where's Sierra Leone? Oh no. Here. Okay. Senegal should be here. Mali is here. Equatorial Guinea. Togo should be here. Chad looks like a Chad. Morocco. Cameroon. Oh, where's Cameroon? It must be here. Djibouti. Whose booty? Djibouti. Niger. Namibia. I think this is Namibia. I have a problem with these countries. Alright, good. Seychelles. Tunisia. Central African Republic. Must be here. You're right in the center. Cape Verde is here. Mauritius should be this one. Uganda is here. Guinea-Bissau should be here. Republic of the Congo. Benin. Comoros. The Gambia. Rwanda. Gabon. Sudan. Mozambique should be this one. Zimbabwe. I think that's this one. Yes. Ghana. South Africa. Malawi. Guinea. Burundi. Liberia. Western Sahara. Algeria. Oh my god. We were so close. So close. That was like a misclick. Kind of. I think it was. I don't even remember. Ah, freaking Nigeria and Niger. They're so similar. You got Malik. Good job. Nice pun. I like it. All right. Next time. Next time is going to be 100%. 98%. So close. So close. Okay. So I have a snack. Okay, I bought this whole thing from Costco. This gigantic thing. Look at this. Ramen noodle snack. Yeah. Yeah. Problem is, I ate it already. Alright. They come in like, they're like this shape. Yeah. And they're seasoned. And this shit. Not good. I knew I was taking a gamble when I bought this whole big thing. And I lost. It's not that good. It's not salty enough. And there's a little bit of sweetness. And I can't eat too much at the same time. Sorry, I can't eat too much at one time. Yeah, no good. It's like a 5.5 out of 10. Yeah. What am I gonna do? Now I have to finish it. I have to finish the entire thing. I don't even like it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my own seasoning and then try eating it with that, and maybe it'll be better. Yeah, you hate Costco for stuff like that because the package is so big. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was taking a gamble, and I didn't see this for I didn't see this outside of Costco. I just bought the entire thing. But what are you gonna do? All right. You ready? All right. You ready? So, what happened last week in our story? Okay. So, last week, 1 second. Last week, okay, you remember, there were 3 groups in that cave, hiding inside that one cave. Okay, the Shaolin monk group, the Murong people group, and then this other group. They're called the 8 Friends of Hanggu. Okay, and this is the group that has the divine physician Shui. Right, that's him and his martial brothers and sister. So, yeah, so they're in the cave, they're hiding in the cave, and then this Ding Chunxiu, the leader of the Xingxiu sect, he comes looking for them, and they come out to meet him, right? And then we get to hear their history, right? Their entire history is revealed. Okay, what they have in common, or what relationships they have with each other. So Ding Chunxiu, the leader of the Xingxiu sect, right, the master of poisons, he used to be in the same sect as the master of the 8 Friends of Hanggu, okay, the sect of the divine physician. Do you want to draw? Should I draw it in paint? I feel like there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of people. All right, do some MS Paint. My little pen, trusty pen. All right. So we got a bunch of groups. All right. But the relationship within this sect is what matters. So we got, let's see. Wait 1 second. Color size. Oh God. So we got let's do it this way. We got Ding Chun Qiu. Okay, so this is he's the master of the Xing Qiu sect. All right, and then we got these 8 friends. Okay, and that includes the divine physician. Right. So Ding Chunqiu used to be in. Oh no! Wait, hold on. Okay, so Ding Chunqiu used to be in the same. You have the same master as the master of these guys. So the master of these guys. Oh crap! Oh no! What's going on? Brush. Freaking paint. The master of these guys is a guy named Mr. Intelligent. Okay. So he used to be their master, and then they had a common master. Just some grand master. Yeah, there you go. So All right. So Ding Chunqiu used to. How do I make my cursor into a cursor? I can't. Okay. Doesn't matter. All right. So Ding Chunqiu and Mr. Intelligent, they used to have the same master. All right. And so while they were practicing martial arts, Ding Chunqiu was like, he spent all his time practicing martial arts, okay? While his master and Mr. Intelligent, they split their time doing martial arts, and they practice other arts too, like playing Go and playing the zither and calligraphy and a bunch of stuff. All right, now naturally, because of this, Ding Chunqiu's martial arts progresses like further than Mr. Intelligent and the martial arts of his master. Okay, he becomes better. And then what Ding Chunqiu does is he seduces the lover of his master. Okay, yeah, big scandal. And his master is not happy. He was not happy about this. And the master and the disciple fought. Okay, so the master fought with Ding Chunqiu, and the master lost. The master fell into a ravine. Okay, and we haven't seen him since. Now, Ding Chunqiu couldn't kill Mr. Intelligent. And he still wanted to learn the secret arts of the sect, which Mr. Intelligent knew. So they made a deal. As long as Mr. Intelligent stays silent and like he never speaking a word, Ding Chunqiu would leave him alone. Now at the time, Mr. Intelligent had his own disciples, those 8 disciples, and he cut ties with them. Okay, he cut ties with them. So they had to leave. They cut ties with Mr. Intelligent, but they still consider him their master. Yeah, and they call themselves the 8 Friends of Hangu. And then Mr. Intelligent, afterwards, he forms his own sect called the Deaf-Mute sect. And to join it, you had to become deaf and mute by like piercing your eardrum or cutting off your tongue. Now, so that's their history, okay? Now, when Ding Chunqiu came to ask the divine physician Shui to cure that monk who took care of the frost silkworm, he also wanted the divine physician to be his disciple. Okay, and then the divine physician Shui refused, so they fought, and then Ding Chunqiu won against everyone in the 3 groups. Okay, so like the Shaolin group and Murong group, yeah. Ding Chunqiu won against them, and then he captures everyone, and now he's taking them somewhere. We don't know where, but the Xingqiu sect is taking those people somewhere, and that's where we left off. How's that? All right. Chapter 31. Victory or defeat? How can it be predicted? So now he defeated them. All right, this Ding Chunqiu guy, and he's taking them somewhere. The wheels of the carriage rumbled. They traveled day and night without stopping. Xuannan, Deng Baichuan, Keng Guangling, and the rest were great heroes in the martial arts fraternity, but now they lost all their martial arts and became normal prisoners and were bullied around by others. Everyone roughly felt they were traveling in the southeast direction. They traveled for 8 days. On the 9th day, they traveled on mountain paths early in the morning. As they traveled until the afternoon, the terrain became steeper and steeper. Eventually, the carriage could no longer move up the steep slope. The disciples of the Xingqiu sect ordered Xuannan and the rest to exit the carriage. They walked for an hour and came to a dense bamboo forest. The scenery was beautiful and serene. There was a large bamboo pavilion beside a mountain stream. The pavilion was elegant. A lot of time and effort must have been spent to build it. The bamboo forest looked like the pavilion. The pavilion looked like the bamboo forest. Unexpectedly, it was difficult to differentiate between the bamboo forest and the pavilion. Feng Asan was greatly impressed. He kept looking to the left and right. He was bewildered. Everyone had barely sat them properly in the pavilion when 4 people walked hurriedly up the mountain path. The front 2 men were Xingxiu disciples. When the carriage stopped, they went on ahead to scout or deliver news. The other 2 young men behind them wore country peasant clothes. They walked towards Ding Chunqiu, bowed to pay their respects, and presented a letter. Ding Chunqiu unsealed the letter and took a look. He sneered. Very good, very good. You still have yet to admit defeat and wish to fight till death. I will play with you. The young man took a fireworks tube from his bosom. He ignited it. There was a pung sound, and the fireworks flew up into the sky. Ordinary firework tubes would have a pung sound. The firework would travel till midair, and there would be a pai sound. The firework would explode and scatter. But when this one traveled till midair, there were 3 pai sounds. Feng Asan whispered to Kang Guangling, "Elder brother, this firework is made by our sect." Soon after, a group of people came up the mountain path. There was around 30 people, all of them wearing country peasant clothes, and they seemed to be carrying long-bladed weapons. As they got nearer, everyone saw they did not carry any weapons, but merely a bamboo pole. Between 2 bamboo poles was a rope net. It allowed someone to sit on it. Ding Chunqiu sneered. The host is taking good care of visitors. Everyone, don't be shy. Please, sit on it. Immediately, Xuanan and the rest sat on the rope net. 2 men lifted each bamboo pole, and they quickly ran up the mountain path. Ding Chunqiu took the lead, his big sleeves fluttering lightly as he traveled. Ding Chunqiu's running speed was not hurried, but he seemed to be floating like the wind as he traveled up the precipitous mountain path. His feet did not touch the ground. In an instant, he entered the bamboo forest up ahead. When Deng Baichuan and the rest got hit by his great energy-dissolving skill, they were resentful. They felt this evil monster got lucky and injured them. They did not think they lost the fight, but when they saw his exquisite lightness martial arts, it was really true skill and not some cheap trick. They could not help but gasp with admiration and pondered, even if he didn't use his evil demonic skills, I am still not his match. Yeah, so Ding Chunqiu used his energy dissolving skill to kind of dissolve all these people's martial arts. But remember, it's not really dissolving it, right? It was like, I think he traps their energy in their bodies or something so that they can't use it. Feng Bo praised, "The lightness martial arts of this old devil is truly superb. Respect, respect." As he said this, the rest of the Xingxiu disciples all competed with each other to praise him. They said Ding Chunqiu was peerless and without equal, a great master since ancient times, and even Damo fall short against him. Their flattery was really intense and unprecedented. Babu Tong said, "Hey, you old chaps, the martial arts of the Xingxiu sect is indeed better than any other sect or school. No one has ever achieved it in the past, and no one will ever achieve it in the future." The Xingxiu disciples were excited. One of them asked, "In your opinion, what is the best skill from our sect?" Babu Tong said, "There is more than one, at least 3. The Xingxiu disciples were even more happy. They asked in unison, "Which 3 skills?" Babu Tong said, "The first skill is the boot-licking skill. If this skill is not well trained, I'm afraid you won't survive for more than 1 day in your sect." "True." "The second skill is horn-tootin' skill. If you don't brag and exaggerate the martial arts of your sect, not only would your master despise you, your fellow apprentices would also despise you. You won't have any status in the sect. The third skill is shameless skill. If you don't kill your own conscience and be shameless, how can you master the divine boot-licking skill and divine horn-tooting skill?" As he finished his words, he knew the Xingqiu disciples would be angry and indignant. They would all come and punch and kick him. If he didn't say it out loud, it was like having fishbone stuck in his throat. He was not happy unless he spit it out. Unexpectedly, all the Xingqiu disciples nodded their heads in silence. One disciple said, "Old chap, you are extremely clever. You really understand the wonderful skills of our sect." What? But this bootlicking, horn-tootin', and shameless skills, it's really difficult to train. Normal people are used to worldly life. They feel some things are good and some things are bad. If you harbor thoughts on good and evil, right and wrong, you would put in twice the effort, but get half the result when training the shameless skill. You will fail at the most crucial moment. The foundation to these 3 divine skills is to distort the truth and be unable to distinguish right from wrong. Bao Butong was originally mocking and ridiculing them. He did not expect these people to regard their wrongdoing with equanimity. He had some doubts and could not help but feel weird. He laughed and said, "Oh, the divine skills of your noble sect is truly profound and matchless. I really admire it. I wish to invite great immortals to enlighten me." When the Xingqiu disciples heard Bao Butong address him as great immortal, he felt elated, and he said, "You are not from our sect. I cannot impart the secrets of these divine skills to you." The divine bootlicking skills? "But I have some superficial principles. There is no harm in sharing it with you. The most important principle is to praise your master as if he was a god. If he farts..." Bao Butong interrupted and said, "Then it must be fragrant. You have to inhale and exhale loudly. Praise wholeheartedly." The person said, "Generally speaking, you are correct. But there are some minor flaws. You cannot inhale and exhale loudly. The correct way is to inhale loudly, exhale softly." Bao Butong said, Correct. Great Immortal is correct in pointing it out. If you exhale loudly, it shows you dislike your master's fart, that his fart is not too fragrant." True. The person nodded his head and said, "Not bad. You are gifted and have the innate talent. If you enter our sect, you will have considerable achievements. It's a pity that you took the wrong path and entered a heretical school. Although the skills of our sect has infinite variation, but the fundamental skills are not too complicated. You only need to remember, kill your own conscience, and you will more or less achieve success. As for distort the truth and be unable to distinguish right and wrong, it's difficult to maintain when you are alone in the outside world. But when you join our sect, you will automatically know it's the proper thing to do, and you wouldn't find it difficult anymore." Bao Butong nodded his head repeatedly and said, "Just one sentence from you. It's better than studying for 10 years. I am really interested in your sect. I can't wait to join your noble sect. I wonder if the Great Immortal can recommend me." The person smiled and said, "If you want to join our sect, it's really easier said than done. There are numerous challenging tests. I don't think you can withstand it." Another disciple said, "There's too many people here. It's not convenient to tell him. The one surnamed Bao, if you really intend to join our sect, you have to wait until our master is in a good mood. I can put in a few words for you. Our sect recruits people from everywhere. Your basics are not bad. If master is benevolent and accepts you as his disciple, you will have some achievements in the future." Bao Butong said earnestly, Many thanks. The benevolence of Great Immortal, I will remember it for as long as I live." Deng Baichuan, Gong Yugang, and the rest heard him making fun of these Xingqiu disciples. They could not help but feel happy and ridiculous. They thought, there are really such shameless and despicable people in this world. He takes pride in bullshitting and bootlicking. It's truly rare. As they kept talking, the group entered a valley. The valley was full of pine trees. As the winds blew past, the trees sounded like big waves. They traveled a few li inside the forest and arrived at 3 wooden houses. In front of a house under a big tree, 2 men sat opposite each other. For the man sitting on the left-hand side, there are 3 men standing behind him. Ding Chunqiu stood far away. He raised his head and looked at the sky, his expression arrogant and haughty. As the group gradually got closer, Bao Butong suddenly heard a goo sound coming from Li Kuei-lei's throat. It seems he wanted to speak, but he forcibly endured it. Bao Butong turned his head to look at Li Kuei-lei. His complexion was snow white, expression extremely terrified. Bao Butong said, "What are you disguising as? The son of a ghost? Look at yourself, you're so frightened." Li Kuei-lei did not reply. Apparently, he did not hear Bao Butong at all. As they moved closer, so Li Kuei-lei is one of the 8 friends. As they moved closer, they saw a big stone slab between the 2 men. There was a chessboard on top of the stone slab. This is a Go board. The 2 men were playing chess. Sitting on the right-hand side was a short, thin, and wizened old man. On the left-hand side is a young gentleman. Bao Butong recognized the young gentleman as Duan Yu. Hey! We see him again, yay! His interest waned and he pondered. I am always rude to this young chap. Today I met with a big misfortune and bumps into him. Today I met with a big misfortune and bump into him. He will surely ridicule and mock me. He saw the Go board was engraved on a blue stone. The black and white chess pieces were all translucent and sparkling. Both sides made more than 100 moves. Ding Chunqiu slowly moved closer to observe the match. The short old man grasped a black piece and made a move. Suddenly, both his eyebrows narrowed. It seems he spotted the wonderful variation in the situation. Duan Yu grasped a white piece with his finger. He muttered to himself and did not make a move. Bao Butong shouted, "Hello! The chap sure named Duan. You already lost. You are in the same boat as me. Just concede defeat." The 3 men behind Duan Yu turned around and glared angrily at Bao Butong. They were the 3 guards, Zhu Danchen, Gu Ducheng, and Fu Sigui. These were the guards of Dali, so they're the men of Duan Yu. Suddenly, Kang Guangling, Fan Bailing, and the rest of the 8 friends of Hanggu, all of them struggled to stand up from the rope net, and they moved to within a zhang of the bluestone chessboard. They knelt down simultaneously. Bao Butong had a shock and said, "What are you people doing?" As he finished speaking, the truth hit him. This short, wizened old man must be the deaf-mute old man, Mr. Intelligent. He was also the master of the 8 friends of Hanggu, but he was the arch enemy of the old freak of Xingxiu, Ding Chunqiu. Since his enemy is here, how come he is still leisurely playing chess? Moreover, his chess opponent is not some important person, but a bookworm who doesn't know any martial arts at all. Kang Guangling said, Senior, this is the old guy, right? Kang Guangling said, Senior, you are still healthy and strong. The 8 of us are extremely happy to see you. After being expelled by Mr. Intelligent Xu Xinghe, the 8 of them dared not address him as master. Fan Bailing said, Master Xuannan from Shaolin also came here to see you. Xu Xinghe stood up. He greeted everyone by raising his clasped hands and said, The arrival of Master Xuannan, please forgive this old rotten man, Xu Xinghe, for failing to receive you properly. I am guilty. He gave a glance at the crowd of people, and he turned his head to look at the chess match. Everyone heard Shui Muhua narrate how their master was forced to be deaf and mute. Unexpectedly, Xu Xinghe spoke. It seemed he was determined to risk his life and fight with Ding Chunqiu till death. Kang Guangling, Shui Muhua, and the rest could not help but turn their head and look at Ding Chunqiu. They felt excited and worried. Xuannan said, You are too kind. He saw how Xu Xinghe valued this chess match. He pondered, This person is bogged down by too much stuff. Painting, calligraphy, music, and chess. No wonder his martial arts fell short against his younger martial brother. Suddenly, Duan Yu said, So be it. I will make this move. As he finished, he made a move and placed a white piece on the chessboard. Xu Xinghe was delighted. He nodded his head, his expression favorable. He made another move with his black piece. Duan Yu already prepared the next 10 moves. Immediately, he made a move with his white piece. Xu Xinghe made another move with his black piece. Both of them made 10 moves each. Duan Yu gave a long sigh, shook his head, and said, Senior, your Zhenlong chess formation is extremely profound and ingenious. I cannot break it. It seemed Xu Xinghe won the chess match, but his expression was grieved and distressed. He said, Gentlemen, your thoughts are thorough and meticulous. These 10 moves neared perfection, but you failed to think one step deeper. What a pity, what a pity. Alas, what a pity. He said, what a pity 4 times. It seemed his regret was really heartfelt and genuine. Duan Yu took 10 white pieces off the chessboard and placed them into a small wooden box. It must suck to be a disciple that becomes deaf and mute, and then your master speaks again? True! Like, what did we cut off our tongues for? The chessboard showed the original chess formation. Duan Yu retreated to the side. He gazed at the chess formation. He was in a daze and thought, this Chenlong is the same one I saw at Wuliang Cave. Mr. Intelligent must be related to that fairy sister. Later on, I will secretly ask him. I cannot let anyone hear it, else they will rush to see the fairy sister. Isn't that blasphemous? Oh, so apparently this chess formation is the same one he saw at the cave. The cave with the jade statue. He called it... This translator translates it as the fairy sister. Fan Bailing from the 8 Friends of Hanggu was a chess fanatic. When he saw the chess formation, he knew his master was not playing chess with the young gentleman. His master deployed the Zhenlong chess formation, and this young gentleman tried to break it, but he failed. Okay, so it's a chess formation that you need to break. He could not see clearly while kneeling. He stood up and stretched his neck, trying to understand the situation. Xu Xinghe said, all of you stand up. Bailing, this Zhenlong is extremely important and significant. Come over here and look at it properly. It will be wonderful if you can break it. Fan Bailing was excited. He said, yes. He got up and stood beside the chessboard. He focused his attention on it. Deng Baichuan whispered, second brother, what is this Zhenlong? Gong Yugan whispered, Zhenlong is a difficult chess problem. It's a puzzle set by someone. It's not a chess match between 2 people. Thus, it often is difficult to calculate when to attack or defend. Ordinary Zhenlong have at least 10 chess pieces, and at most 45. But this one has 200 chess pieces. The chess match is nearly over. Gong Yugang had limited knowledge on chess. He observed for a while and could not understand it. Thus, he did not bother to look at it anymore. Fan Bailing researched chess intensively for over 10 years. He was really an expert in the field. He saw this chess formation had opportunity to plunder, live, long life, counterattack, endure attack, break out of encirclement. It was really extremely complex. He was roused mentally and concentrated. After a short time, he felt dizzy and lightheaded. He only calculated the probability of survival for one of the white chess pieces at the lower right corner, but he felt his blood flow rolling and clashing at his chest. He composed himself and concentrated again. He calculated again. Originally, he thought the white chess piece at the lower right corner was dead, but it actually had a chance to survive. But to do that, he needed to kill the black chess piece beside it. But it involved numerous moves. He recalculated again. Suddenly, all he saw was darkness. He stuck out his tongue. He spurted a big mouthful of fresh blood. What is going on? Xu Xinghe looked at him coldly and said, this chess formation is extremely difficult. Your talent is limited. Although your chess skill is not bad, but you will not be able to break the chess formation. Moreover, there is still this evil traitor Ding Chunqiu using his sorcery nearby. He is trying to enchant and tempt your soul. It's simply too dangerous. You will want to carry on thinking. Wait, you still want to carry on thinking how to break the formation? Fan Bailing said, Life and death is predetermined. I am determined to make an all-out effort. Xu Xinghe nodded his head and said, Then you may carry on and slowly think it through. Fan Bailing gazed at the chess formation again. His body swayed and he spurted another big mouthful of fresh blood. Ding Chunqiu sneered, Desperately seeking your own death? Why bother? This mechanism is made by that old thief. It's originally used for tormenting people. It killed and injured many people. Fan Bailing, you are walking into a trap. Xu Xinghe looked askance. He glanced at Ding Chunqiu and said, What you address your master as? He is an old thief. I call him an old thief. Xu Xinghe said, Deaf-mute old man. Wait, this deaf-mute old man is no longer deaf and mute. You must have known the underlying reason. Ding Chunqiu said, Excellent. You break our pledge. You're courting death. Don't you dare blame me. Xu Xinghe lifted a big rock by his side and placed it beside Xuan Nan. He said, Great master, please sit. Xuan Nan estimated this big rock weighed at least 200 caddies. Xu Xinghe was a withered, short and thin old man. He might not even weigh 80 caddies, but he effortlessly lifted this giant stone. His internal energy must be remarkable. But if he did not lose his energy naturally, he would be able to achieve the same feat, but he might not be able to lift it so effortlessly and leisurely, as if nothing had happened. He pressed his hands together and said, Many thanks. He sat on top of the stone. Xu Xinghe said, This Zhanglong chess formation is created by my deceased master. Master spent 3 years of his lifeblood before completing this formation. He longed for a capable person in the present age to break the formation. I myself studied this formation meticulously for 30 years, but I cannot solve the mystery behind it. As he finished speaking, his gaze swept across Xuan Nan, Duan Yu, and Fan Bailing. He continued, Great Master Xuan Nan is proficient in Buddhism. The essence of Buddhism lies in enlightenment. Years of painstaking work and cultivation. You might not be equal to some fated, intelligent person who had a flash of enlightenment. The art of chess is also the same. 8 or 9-year-old children with overflowing talent can often beat a top-ranking expert in a chess match. Although I cannot solve the mystery behind the chess formation, there are so many talented individuals under heaven, it cannot be said that none is able to break it. My master had a wish when he was still alive. If someone could break this chess formation, it would fulfill his wish. Although master is no longer in this world, his spirit would be gratified if he knows of it. Okay, so he just wants someone to break this chess formation because his master had a wish, right, when he was alive, that someone would break it. Xuan Nan pondered. This Mr. Intelligent and his disciples, their habits seem to pass down. Zither, chess, calligraphy, and painting. All of them became fanatic. They spend their lifetime of intelligence and wisdom on these irrelevant things. Thus, Ding Chunqiu ran amok without obstruction, and no one can control him. This is regrettable. Xu Xinghe continued speaking. My younger martial brother. He pointed at Ding Chunqiu and continued. He betrayed our sect. He caused our master to drown in hate and regret and pass away. He injured me until I could not retaliate. I should have killed myself to accompany master, but I recalled that master had an unfulfilled wish. If I cannot find someone to break the chess formation, I cannot account to master when I die. Thus I endured humiliation and survive until now. All these years I abide by the pact made by my martial brother. I cannot speak a single word. Not only did I become the deaf-mute old man, I even forced my newly recruited disciples and followers to become deaf and mute. 30 years. I achieved nothing. 30 years? This chess formation still remains unbroken. This gentleman, Duan, admittedly, he is handsome, natural, and unrestrained. Bao Butong interrupted. This gentleman, Duan, is not necessarily handsome, natural, and unrestrained. Is even more unlikely. Moreover, how is handsome, natural, and unrestrained related to playing chess? He is lacking. Xu Xinghe said, It's related. Very much related. Old mister, your appearance, I don't think you are handsome. Xu Xinghe fixed his gaze at him for a short period of time. He gave a faint smile. Bao Butong said, You must be thinking that Bao Butong is even more ugly and queer compared to you. Xu Xinghe ignored him and continued speaking. The 10 moves made by Gentleman Duan, it's already exquisite to the extreme. I had enormous expectations, but he still lacked one move, and eventually he lost. Oh. Our hero, Duan Yu, almost did it. He just lacked one more move. Duan Yu's expression was ashamed. He said, My aptitude is low. I cannot repay the great kindness shown by Senior Sir. I am really ashamed. Suddenly, Fan Bailing cried out loudly. He spurted fresh blood violently and collapsed backwards. Xu Xinghe raised his left hand. There were 3 chi sounds. 3 chess pieces flew out and hit the acupoints on Fan Bailing's chest. This stopped him from spurting blood. And what is up with this chess thing? This chess formation can make you spit out blood. Just as everyone was being startled, suddenly there was a slapping sound. A white grain flew in midair and hit the chessboard. Xu Xinghe looked at the chessboard. He saw a small pine nut. It was a freshly shelled pine nut, and it landed on the 7th row, 9th column. This was the crucial point in breaking the Zhenlong formation. Xu Xinghe raised his head. On the left-hand side of a pine tree, 5 zhang away, he saw the corner of a yellow robe. Obviously, someone was hiding there. Xu Xinghe was startled, yet happy. He said, Another capable person has arrived. This old man is extremely happy. As he was about to respond with his black chess piece, suddenly he heard a gentle sound. A small black object flew from his rear and landed on the 8th row, 8th column. It happened to be the position which Xu Xinghe was about to place his chess piece. Everyone cried out in surprise. They turned around, but did not spot the shadow of the person. The pine trees on the right-hand side were not tall. If someone was hiding in the trees, he would be spotted easily. No one knew where he was hiding. Xu Xinghe saw the small black object was a small bark off the pine tree, its landing position extremely accurate. He was secretly astonished. After the black object landed, another white grain flew out from the pine tree on the left-hand side. It landed on the 5th row, 6th column. Okay, so these 2 people who are hiding, they're playing with each other. Another chi sound, and a black grain hovered up in the sky. Immediately afterwards, it dropped straight down and landed on the 4th row, 5th column. The black grain flew up in a spiral. No one knew where it originated from. The black grain zigzagged up to midair, and yet it landed accurately. This skill in firing hidden projectiles was truly astonishing. All the spectators could not help but admire it deeply, and they cheered. The applauses had yet to end when a clear and bright voice resonated from between a branch and a leaf of a pine tree. Gentleman Mu Rong, you came to break this Zhenlong. Please forgive Junior Monk for being bold. Wait, what? The branch and leaf rustled, and there was a cool breeze. A monk stood beside the chessboard. The monk was wearing a gray cassock. His face seemed to be emanating light similar to that of gems. He was wearing a faint smile. Duan Yu was startled. He thought, the great devil, Zhu Mozu, comes again. Oh, is this guy? You guys remember the Tibetan monk, Zhu Mozu? He pondered again. Don't tell me the white grains are fired by Gentleman Mu Rong. This Gentleman Mu Rong, I finally get to meet him today? Oh, we also finally get to meet him. This is Mu Rong Fu, I think. He saw Zhu Mozu press his hands together. He bowed towards Shu Xinghe, Ding Chunqiu, and Xuan Nan. He said, Junior monk received Mr. Intelligence's invitation card while traveling en route. I overestimated my capabilities and came here to meet experts from all over the world. He said again, Gentleman Mu Rong, please reveal yourself. There was a clear and bright laughter. Two people emerged from behind a pine tree. Duan Yu immediately felt his vision turn dark, ears ringing, bitter taste in his mouth, his entire body like oven. The person's figure was graceful, steps unhurried. He yearned for this person day and night. It was Wang Yuyan. He's still in love. Oh, our boy is still in love. Her face revealed admiration and love. She gazed longingly at the young gentleman beside her. Duan Yu followed her gaze and looked at the man. The person was around 27 or 28 years of age. He was wearing a light yellow robe. A long sword hanging by his waist, he floated over, his appearance handsome, natural, unrestrained, and elegant. Yeah, so this is Mu Rongfu. When Duan Yu saw him, he felt half his body go cold. His eyes turned red. His tears nearly flowed down. He thought, everyone says Gentleman Mu Rong is a dragon amongst humans. It's really a well-deserved reputation. No wonder Miss Wang adores him greatly. I am destined to suffer hardship and calamity my entire life. He felt remorseful. He sighed in despair. This guy is so romantic and dramatic. He was unwilling to raise his head to look at Wang Yuyan's expression, but he could not resist and secretly snuck a glance at her. Her face was radiant and glowing. It seemed as if her entire body was smiling. He had never seen her so happy before. The two of them walked near him, but Wang Yuyan ignored Duan Yu. Oh no! She did not turn to greet him. Duan Yu pondered. She never had me in her heart. Previously, when we were together, she only thought about her cousin. Deng Baichuan, Gong Yugang, Bao Butong, Feng Buwu, all four of them rushed forward to welcome him. Gong Yugang whispered and reported the origins of Shu Xinghe, Ding Chunqiu, and Xuan Nan to Mu Rongfu. Bao Butong said, This bookworm is surnamed Duan. He doesn't know martial arts. He lost when playing chess just now. Mu Rongfu mingled and paid his respects to everyone. His speech modest and amiable, he made friends easily. The name Gusu Mu Rong shook the entire world. Everyone did not expect him to be such an elegant and noble young man. Everyone admired him. Even Ding Chunqiu was polite and courteous towards him. Oh no, he's going to be a tough one to beat, Duan Yu. How are you going to get her heart? Mu Rongfu met Duan Yu at the end. He said, Brother Duan, how are you? Duan Yu's expression was distressed. He shook his head and said, You're good. I am not good at all. Wang Yuyan cried out in surprise and said, Gentleman Duan, you're also here. Duan Yu said, Yes, Gentleman Duan, are you trying to find Abi? My cousin already sent someone to escort her back to Suzhou. There is no one at home to take care of things, and we really worry about it. Duan Yu responded weakly. Mu Rongfu glared at him a few times and ignored him. He stood beside the chessboard, grasped a white chess piece, and made a move on the chessboard. Zhu Mozu gave a faint smile and said, Gentleman Murong, although your martial arts is strong, but I am afraid your chess skill is ordinary. As he finished, he made a move with the black chess piece. Murong Fu said, I might not lose to you. As he finished, he made a move with a white chess piece. Jumozu responded with another move. Murong Fu already thought about this chess formation for a long time. He was confident in breaking it. But this move from Jumozu was beyond his calculations. The moves he prepared beforehand were completely useless. He had to think of new moves again. After a long time, he finally made another one. Jumozu was extremely quick. He immediately responded. The two of them, one was slow, the other was quick. They made a total of 20 moves. Suddenly, Jumozu laughed out loud and said, Ha 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 ha! Gentleman Murong, let us separate. Murong Fu was furious. You trying to stir things up? Why don't you try and break this chess formation? Jumozu smiled and said, Nobody can break this chess formation. It's used to trick people. This junior monk is aware of his own ability. I won't waste my time and effort on such stuff. Gentleman Murong, you can't even break away from my tangling around the borders. You still want to break through and attempt to seize the throne? Murong Fu's heart was shaken. All sorts of feelings welled up in his heart. He kept thinking about the two phrases, you can't even break away from my tangling around the borders. You still want to break through and attempt to seize the throne? His vision gradually turned fuzzy. The white and black chess piece on the chessboard seemed to turn into generals and soldiers, men and horses to the east and west. You surround me, I surround you, hopelessly tangling with each other and killing. Murong Fu hopelessly saw how his own white troops got surrounded by enemy black troops. He dashed to the left and right, but he can't break through the encirclement. He felt more and more anxious and said, My Murong family exhausted its destiny and wasted all planning and schemes. I put in my utmost effort my entire life, but everything is just a dream. My life is over. What else can I say? Suddenly he shouted loudly. He drew out his longsword and sliced across his neck. What? Time for a break. We'll be right back. 5 minutes. And we are back. All right. What just happened? So there seems to be more to this chess formation than meets the eye. Something's going on. So we meet Murong Fu, and then he can't beat the chess game, so he just drew his sword and just sliced his neck. All right. During the time when Murong Fu was in a daze, Wang Yuyan, Duan Yu, Deng Baichuan, Gong Yugan, and the rest all kept their eyes on him. When Murong Fu suddenly drew his sword to commit suicide, nobody expected this move from him. Deng Baichuan and the rest immediately scrambled over to save him, but they already lost their internal energy and was a step slower. Duan Yu pointed his index finger and shouted, You cannot do that! Suddenly there was a chi sound. The longsword held by Murong Fu flashed. There was a dung sound and the sword dropped on the ground. He rage quitted? True. Jumozu smiled and said, Gentleman Duan, what a good move from the 6 Meridians divine sword. Okay, so he doesn't die, thank God. Yeah, because that would be weird if he just died. Murong Fu had a shock when his sword was taken away. He finally snapped out of his fantasy. Wang Yuyan held on to his hand. She shook him repeatedly and said, Cousin, you can't break the chess formation, but why are you so tense? Why commit suicide? Tears rolled down her cheek as she finished speaking. Murong Fu said blankly, What's going on? Wang Yuyan said, Luckily, Gentleman Duan shot down your longsword, else. Gong Yugang said, Young master, this chess formation enchants and enslaves your mind and soul. There must be some illusionary technique in it. Young master, please don't think about it anymore. Murong Fu turned his head and said to Duan Yu, The move just now, is it really the sword move from the 6 Meridians' divine sword? A pity I never get to see it. Can you display another move and let me broaden my knowledge? Duan Yu gave a glance at Jumo Zhi. He was afraid that if he used another move from the Six Meridians Divine Sword, Jumo Zhi would come over and capture him. This swordplay was unstable. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. If the evil monk really attacked, he would have problems resisting. He was afraid and quickly moved 3 steps to the left and stayed far away from Jumo Zhi. In between them was Zhu Danzhen and the rest of his guards. Only now did he reply to Mu Rongfu. I was hasty. It just happened by chance. It's difficult for me to execute it again. You really didn't see it just now? Mu Rongfu's expression was ashamed. He said, My mind was muddled and half-conscious, similar to being possessed. Bao Butong shouted loudly, Yes, it must be the old freak of Xing Xiu, using his sorcery. Young master, you have to be extremely careful. Mu Rongfu gave a quick glance at Ding Chunqiu. He said to Duan Yu, I fell prey to sorcery. I can't thank you enough for saving me. Brother Duan, you know the Six Meridians Divine Sword. Are you from the Dali's Duan family? Suddenly, a voice floated from a distant place. Who's from Dali's Duan family? Is it Duan Zhengchun? The voice was from overflowing with evil, Duan Yanqing. Now, let's do it again. Zhu Danchen and the rest countenance changed. They heard another voice. It was like metal rubbing against each other. The voice shouted, Our boss is the genuine Duan from Dali. The rest are all fake. Duan Yu gave a faint smile. He pondered. My disciple is here. When the shouting of the crocodile deity of the southern sea ended, a person came up from the bottom of the mountain path with quick steps. His body movements were extremely fast. The person was Yun Zhonghe. He shouted, The 4 great evils pay a visit to Mr. Intelligent. We sincerely come to attend your chess meet. Xu Xinghe said, Welcome, as he finished speaking. Yun Zhonghe already floated in front of them. After a while, Duan Jianqing, Yu Erniang, crocodile deity of the southern sea, all 3 of them arrived together. Crocodile deity? Oh no. The whole gang is here. I like the name Divine Croc better. Divine Croc shouted loudly. When our boss received the invitation card, he was extremely delighted. He postponed all his current affairs and quickly came down here to the chess meet. His martial arts is unequaled under heaven. His is even better than me, Yue Lao. If any one of you is not convinced, come over here and play 3 moves of chess with him. You people want to fight one-on-one, or everyone simply come at us together. Why aren't you taking out your weapons? Yu Erniang said, Lao-san, don't talk rubbish. We are playing chess, not using martial arts to fight. Why the need for weapons? The Divine Croc said, You are talking rubbish. If we don't use our martial arts to fight, then our boss rushes hurriedly over here for what? Duan Yanqing gazed steadily at the chess formation. He was in deep thought. After a long time, his left crutch extended into the small chess box and touched lightly. The end of the crutch seemed to have some kind of suction force as it attracted the white chess piece. He placed the white piece on the chessboard. Xuanan praised, The martial arts of the Duan family from Dali is really unrivaled under the southern sky. Your reputation is well-deserved and not empty. Duan Yu knew Duan Yanqing from the day he played chess against the yellow-browed monk. Duan Yanqing's internal energy was deep and profound, and his chess skill was equally high. There was a possibility that he might actually break this Jianlong formation. Zhu Danchen whispered to Duan Yu, Young master, let us go. Don't waste this opportunity. But firstly, Duan Yu was interested to find out if Duan Yanqing could break the chess formation. Secondly, he finally got to see Wang Yuyan. Even if the sky collapsed, he would never leave her. He absent-mindedly agreed to Zhu Danchen's suggestion, but he kept on walking nearer to the chessboard. Xu Xinghe already knew by heart all the countless changes and permutations to this chess formation. He immediately responded with a black chess piece. Duan Yanqing thought for a while and made another move. Xu Xinghe said, "Sir, you're extremely brilliant. Let us see if you can overcome this problem and find a way out." He made a move with the black piece. It sealed off his path. Duan Yanqing made another move. Shaolin monk Shuju suddenly said, "I am afraid this move won't work." Previously, he saw Mu Rongfu make the exact same move. Afterwards, he continued playing and eventually drew his sword and committed suicide. He feared Duan Yanqing would follow the same path to his ruin. He could not bear it and spoke out to advise him. So Shuju is just a junior monk. The divine croc was furious. He shouted, "Hey, you little monk! You are not fit to comment on my boss's chess move." He gripped Shuju's back and dragged him over. Duan Yu said, "Good disciple, don't harm this little master." When the divine croc arrived, he already saw Duan Yu. He felt really awkward and embarrassed. It was best if Duan Yu kept his mouth shut, but eventually he still blurted it out. He said angrily, "So be it! I won't harm him! Why so anxious?" He dropped Shuju on the floor. Everyone saw how this barbaric and ruthless divine croc actually took orders from Duan Yu. He didn't even refute when being addressed as good disciple. Everyone felt really strange. Only Zhu Danchen and the rest knew the underlying reason. They laughed inwardly. Shuju sat down on the floor. He was having second thoughts. "My master often tells me the cultivation method passed down by our founder is discipline, calmness, and wisdom. They say," he said, "assimilate discipline in your heart. Discipline leads to calmness. Calmness leads to wisdom. We are blunt people. It's difficult for us to assimilate discipline in our heart. Thus, Founder Damo passed down an easier method. He let us learn martial arts to discipline our heart, but you can also use chess to discipline your heart. Martial arts pays particular attention to victory and defeat. Chess also focuses on victory and defeat, but both of them are contrary to teachings on Buddhism. Thus, whether you practice martial arts or play chess, you must ensure that you do not focus on victory and defeat. Reciting scripture, eating, traveling, it's easy to forget about victory and defeat, but competing martial arts and playing chess is extremely difficult to forget about victory and defeat. If you forget about victory and defeat while competing martial arts or playing chess, then the match is already over." The says? Why is it the says? The Buddha says? The founder says? Anyways, he says, "The winner feels hatred, the loser feels ashamed. You will be agitated while pursuing victory. You will be calm if you don't not compete." What is this translation? You will be calm if you don't compete. My martial arts is poor, my chess skill lousy. When I compete martial arts with my martial brothers or play chess, I will suffer more defeat than victory. But my master praised me as I was not angry and I did not complain. I don't really care about victory or defeat. But how come when I saw this benefactor Duan make a wrong chess move, I worry that he will suffer a defeat? I even spoke out and gave advice. Moreover, with my level of chess skill, how can I even advise him? Although his chess moves may be similar to Gentleman Mu Rong now, but afterwards it may be different. I don't understand all these. Instead, I just blurted out and insisted it won't work. Am I not overestimating myself? Are you guys having trouble with the stream? Let me know. Duan Yanqing made another move. He thought for a while. He made moves after move. He was taking a long time to think. He made a total of 20 moves, and the sun was inclining to the west. Suddenly, Xuan said, Benefactor Duan, your first 10 moves are correct and orthodox, but on the 11th move, you start to deviate from the correct path. You stray from your original path from that point onwards, and now it's difficult to save. The muscles on Duan Yanqing's face was stiff and rigid, his expression wooden and blank. A voice resonated from his throat. Your Shaolin is a famous orthodox school. Based on your orthodox method, how can you break this formation? Xuanan sighed and said, This chest formation seems to be orthodox, yet unorthodox. It seems to be demonic, yet not demonic. You cannot break it using pure orthodox method, but if you use pure unorthodox method, it still won't work. Duan Yanqing's left crutch hovered in midair. He trembled slightly. He dared not put down the chess piece. After a long time, he said, There is no path forward. The soldiers are pursuing at the rear. Orthodox methods won't work. Unorthodox methods won't work. This is really difficult. The martial arts passed down by his family was the orthodox skill of Dao Li's Duan family, but he eventually deviated and became evil and unorthodox. The words by Xuanan stirred up his emotions and mind. Unexpectedly, he became like Mu Rongfu. Gradually, he started to hallucinate. This Zhenlong had many changes and fluctuated irregularly. Its effect was dependent on the person. A greedy person would fear losing his stuff. An angry person would fear his anger interfering with his work. Duan Yu was defeated because he had too much compassion. He refused to abandon his troops. Mu Rongfu was defeated because he stubbornly held on to power and influence. He was able to abandon his troops, but he simply refused to give up power and influence. The greatest regret and hate in Duan Yanqing's life was his deformity. He was forced to give up his orthodox martial arts. He had to change and practice unorthodox and demonic skills. He concentrated his attention completely, and this made it easy for external demons to invade. Thus, his mind entered the demonic path, and he could not control himself anymore. Ding Chunqiu smiled and said, Yes, it's easy for a person to enter the demonic path, but it's extremely difficult to turn over a new leaf. Your entire life is doomed to failure. Failure! Alas, what a pity! One wrong step causes 1,000 hatreds. If you want to turn back, I am afraid you can't do it anymore. His speech was filled with pity and tenderness. Xuanan and the other experts knew Ding Chunqiu harbored malicious intentions. He was trying to make Duan Yanqing fire deviate so that he could eliminate a powerful opponent. Sure enough, Duan Yanqing was expressionless and motionless. He said in a distressed voice, I am the crown prince of Dao Li Kingdom, but today I wander around and degenerated into such a state I am really ashamed and cannot face my ancestors. Ding Chunqiu said, Even in the underworld, you still won't have the face to see your Duan family ancestors. Since you are ashamed, why don't you commit suicide? It's the proper conduct of a hero. Alas, alas, it would be better to commit suicide. It would be better to commit suicide. His voice was gentle and pleasant. Those with low internal energy already became drowsy and dazed when they heard this voice. Duan Yanqing mumbled to himself, Alas, it would be better to commit suicide. He raised his steel crutch and slowly drove it towards his chest. But he had extremely deep cultivations. He faintly felt something was amiss. There seemed to be an inner voice within him that said, Wrong, wrong. You will be in deep trouble if you continue to drive downwards. However, the steel crutch still slowly moved inch by inch towards his chest. When he was exiled from the Dao Li kingdom and suffered serious injuries, he thought of committing suicide. but he met a peculiar event and managed to pull himself together. But now his self-control faltered, and his buried desire to commit suicide surfaced again. There were many martial art experts around. Xuanan was merciful. He wanted to speak out and advise him, but to shock Duan Yanqing out of his trance would require internal energy equivalent to his. To be effective, the voice had to be so loud that even the deaf could hear it. Else, not only would it be not beneficial, he could end up harming Duan Yanqing. Xuanan was secretly anxious. His hands were tied, and he could not do anything to help. Xu Xinghe was bound by the rules set by his master. He could not assist him. Mu Rongfu knew Duan Yanqing was an evil person. It was a good thing for him to fire deviate and die, and he would eliminate a great evil from the world. Jiu Mozi rejoiced in other people's misfortune. He smiled and looked on without lifting a finger. Duan Yu and You Tanzhi both had deep and profound internal energy, but they didn't know what Duan Yanqing was trying to do when he lifted his crutch. As for Wang Yuyan, although she was knowledgeable about martial arts of various sects and schools, but the evil technique employed by Ding Chunqiu to put Duan Yanqing in a trance was not martial arts. Thus, she didn't understand it at all. They're describing why everyone didn't want to help him. Yu Erniang was frequently oppressed by Duan Yanqing. He was extremely rude and bossy. She amassed the hatred for a long time, and now she did not bother to save him. As for Deng Baichuan, Kang Guangling, and the rest, they lost all their internal energy. Furthermore, they did not want to interfere in the tussle between the old freak of Xingxiu and the number one evil. Thus, only the crocodile deity, only the divine croc, was anxious. He saw the crutch was only a few inches away from his chest. In a few moments, he would seal off his own death acupoint. Immediately, he grabbed and lifted Shu Ju and shouted, "Boss, catch this monk!" As he finished, he threw Shu Ju at Duan Yanqing. And I think we're going to stop there. Good place to stop, right? Yeah. What do you guys think? I really like that chapter, actually. It's cool how the chessboard is like causing them to all go crazy. I'm gonna stop with the monk in midair. Yes, I am. It's okay. He'll land in the next chapter. Yeah. This was a great chapter? Yep. I liked it. It seemed like everyone is here. Like everyone from all sects are they're here in this chess meet. So yeah, it's cool to see how everyone interacted with each other. All right. All right, guys. Cheers. Okay. Everyone was but Xiao Feng. True. True. That would have been cool if he were there. I don't think he would have been able to break the formation though, the chess formation. Yeah, I don't think Xiao Feng is good at Go. Alright guys. That's it. Alright. Thanks for joining. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Alright. Bye.